Alright everybody, welcome back to part 4 of my Walking Dead collection. We're starting to get towards the end here. Let's see how big this price can get. Let's get started. Here we have the Rick Grimes badge and name tag replica released by Gentle Giant. It was numbered out of 1,800 and I have the 1,011th one. It's got really nice packaging. It came in this cool box and glass case. And the item itself also is very nice. I'm not sure how heavy it is or if it's got like a pin on the back, so I've never opened it, but it looks nice in the case. So next up is the Gentle Giant Daryl Walker ear necklace that was similar to the prop replica for the Rick Grimes badge, but this was the ear necklace. This one was numbered out of 1,676 and I have number 893. Also, once again, came in this nice packaging with the glass and the wood case. The ears look very cool, and the background design for the paper also looks very nice. So, two very cool items from Gentle Giant. Next up, we have this Daryl Dixon fabrication. I remember saying earlier that I had no more plush guys that weren't in a box, but this is the one plush guy I do have in a box. It was released by Funko, and it's kind of supposed to be a pop figure, but a plush one. It's very cool. I like his hair. It's kind of like wavy and flowy. He's got a cool jacket made of a different material than the rest of them. He's got his crossbow. And the packaging is pretty cool too. Next up we have my first of my comic mini-mates. These things come in a 2-pack and it's usually one character and one walker. Here we have Coral and then we have this flaming zombie. Carl's wearing this shirt, which I believe is a meta joke to one of Robert Kirkman's other comics, so that's a neat thing. He also wore it in the show Chandler Riggs did, so pretty cool. Next up, we have the Season 1 cards. This is the first season from Cryptozoic. This is the complete set of all the cards. It was like the other cards where it just went from a scene through the season throughout all the cards, so these are my favorite cards that they released, so Season 1 cards right here. And then we have the Season 3 Part 1 cards, which was the last set of cards I got, but still pretty cool. Goes throughout my favorite season, Season 3. So, Walking Dead cards, Season 3. Next up, we have Sergeant Abraham Ford in his TV show version. Michael Cudlitz. He came with like an MP5 looking thing, a pistol, a knife. Series 5 of the McFarlane toys. So there's Abraham Ford. Next up we have my first pop figure, Merle Dixon, ironically number 69, and Merle's got his goatee. I have a lot of the Funko Pops and this is the first one you'll be seeing, but good old Merle. Next up we have Constable Michonne McFarlane action figure from when she went to Alexandria and her and Rick became like the police officers of the town. She came with her katana, of course, and a little revolver. So I think there's a lot of different Michonnes. She was one of the only characters along with Rick and Daryl to get so many different variations throughout the McFarlane toy series. Next up we have the Governor from Series 8, where he has his AUG he had and eye patch and the bandage, both of which I had in the Comic-Con episode earlier. Next up we have a Series 1 Mystery Mini. This one is the RV Walker. He's got the screwdriver in his eye. Pretty cool. Some of the best walkers were in the first series, I believe, in my opinion. Next up we have this really big bag which I got at Comic-Con from the Skybound booth, which was also released for spending a certain amount of money. Actually, Outcast theme, which did another comic by Robert Kirkman, but still pretty cool. There's the show on that front and then the comic on this side. Next up we have this buildable pack that came with Rick Grimes, Merle Dixon, and a couple walkers. Here we have another Funko Pop. This is a PX Previews exclusive and it's the Governor with his bandage, blood spattered. Pretty cool. Next up we have my most valuable Funko, which is this Merle Dixon Zombie Edition, which was a Hot Topic exclusive. Funko Pops have gotten really popular over the years, so I can only see the Funko Pop specifically increasing in price, so invest in Funkos, guys. Good stuff. Now we have a different type of Funko collectible. They release so many different collectibles for so many different shows, including The Walking Dead, but here we have a wacky wobbler, and it's Daryl Dixon as a bobblehead. Next up, we have another Will Walker from Series 2 of the McFarlane Toys, but this one is in the smaller card format, which is a lot more compact than the bigger one. It also had a different entrail thing, so there was some variation between the two, but another Will Walker. Next, to match the Funko Pop, we have Merle as a zombie, but in McFarlane Toys. This was from the Series 5 of the McFarlane Toys. We have basically just Zombie Merle. The zombies didn't really come with many accessories, but it looks pretty cool. Next we have more Mini-Mates. This one is Prison Rick Grimes wearing a riot gear suit along with Prison Walker Guard. Rick Grimes has his hair toupee that he can put on if you want to take the helmet off, so that's cool. Next up we have Tyrese. This was an exclusive version for the Series 8 of the McFarlane Toys where he comes with his arm bitten and like a geode that he used to kill the walker that bit him, unfortunately. I never really liked Tyrese's death in the show, but at least they made some cool figures to memorialize it. Next up we have Normal Governor with the eye patch in Funko Pop form. Got his eye patch, got that big Bowie knife, which I don't think he ever used in the show. I remember correctly, he was just like randomly in the promo holding this big old knife. Next up we have the very first walker ever seen in the show from the Series 1 of the Mystery Minis, the little girl zombie with the teddy bear and the slippers when Rick sees. Great opening to the show, probably one of the most iconic opening scenes of all time. So next up we have the Skybound Minis that I got at Comic-Con. It's kind of similar to the earlier Rick Grimes mini you saw, but this one is unpainted, so I got the white, which is limited to 2,000. Of course I didn't get lucky, but the gold and the gold bloody ones were out of 50, and then there was a blue one which was out of 10, so those are the most rare ones. I was not very lucky. Next up we have this Governor Wind-Up. These were some cute little Walking Dead toys they released. They didn't really show the menace of the Governor, but they released some other guys. You got Rick, Daryl, Glenn. Pretty cool. Next up we have another The Governor, this time the McFarlane Toys from Series 4, which is the series I have the most figures from. I think earlier I said it was Series 3. I was mistaken. It's Series 4 where I have basically all the figures from. But here's the Governor. He's got two different heads, a lot of different knives and pistols and stuff. Pretty cool. Next up we have my only comic Governor with his zombie daughter that he also had. In the show his name was Brian, but in the comic his name was Philip. Actually, I might be wrong about that. I think his name in the show is Philip, but in the comic his name was actually Brian, and then he took the name Philip. The Governor's names are very confusing and hard to follow along with, but there was a lot of different accessories from this. He had his katana, or Michonne's katana, which if you haven't read the comic, he does some awful things with it. And then Penny came with a bunch of different zombie guts and stuff. Next up we have this exclusive Dale from the Series 9 version that shows his sad death. Probably one of the most gruesome McFarlane toys they ever released with his guts spilling out and everything, but also one of the coolest. Alright, next up we have the actual Walking Dead comics. These were the $15 5-issue usually format where each one is a volume. I'm going to do a quick little game here where I'm going to try to see if I can name all of the volumes I have in order. Let's go. So obviously first one, Days Gone By, is the only one with Tony Moore doing the art. But let's get started. Alright, Miles Behind Us. Yes. Safety Behind Bars. Yes. The Heart's Desire. Yes. The Best Defense. Ooh. Made to Suffer. No. Well, that's alright. One mistake. The Calm Before. Now Made to Suffer. We Find Ourselves. Or Here We Remain. Bloody hell. What We Become. Ooh, there we go. Fear the Hunters. Life Among Them. Yes. We Find Ourselves. Too Far Gone. Which is the name of the season 4 mid-season finale. We Find Ourselves. No Way Out. We Find Ourselves. Oh, there we go. We finally got it. Something to Fear. A Larger World. I forgot A Larger World. Now it's Something to Fear. Introduction of the Saviors. March to War. What comes after? Not March to War. Look at Negan. March to War. All Out War Part 1. Easy to remember. All Out War Part 2. Also easy to remember. A New Beginning. Whispers into Screams. Coral. Life and Death. Ooh, The Fair. This is where the show currently is. No Turning Back. Honestly, I'm not going to be able to remember these ones. I'm not sure. Call to Arms. There's Dwight in the comic, one of my favorite characters in the comic. Next one, it's the Whisperer War. It's one of my favorite art pieces. Beta versus Negan. Whisperer War. And next, I'm not 100% certain. A Certain Doom. And we have Negan and Rick. So, there were the actual comics. Alright, and the last comic issue I have is the Survivor's Guide, which went through some of the characters and said if they were dead or alive or not. It said Volume 1, but they never released another one. Maybe they will sometime, but here's the Survivor's Guide. Next up, we have Rick Grimes, probably my favorite version of Rick Grimes, the prison Rick Grimes. He comes with the machete, a silenced pistol with a flashlight, his classic python, and a cool like carabiner keychain they used to lock up the prison fences. So this is probably the best Rick Grimes they released, in my opinion at least. Next up, we have a close second though, the Season 5 Rick Grimes, where he comes with an AK, the python. He's wearing that classic murder jacket he wore, and obviously the red machete, which he killed Gareth with. Next up, we have my only one from McFarlane Series 3, the one I was claiming I had all of them from. We have Merle Dixon, who has more accessories than his zombie version. He's got a pistol, a rifle, and a knife, and his cool knife hand, of course. Next up, we have Merle in Mystery Mini form. Also still got his knife hand. This is the blood splattered version, which was 1 out of 12, I believe, on the chances. But next up, we have a Carol Mystery Mini. While some of the Mystery Minis earlier were cooler, they definitely did get way more detailed as they went along. See, Carol's got her knife, a little pistol in her waistband. Very cool. I like Carol. Great character. Way better than the comic version. And then finally, for this episode, the last item is going to be this Walking Dead Monopoly edition. You can see on the back all the cool things they had. And then the pieces they used was the bucket of body parts, a katana, Rick's hat, a telephone, RV, and Lucille. So a lot of items that are similar to the show. The bucket of body parts, I don't remember being as relevant with the governor, but there's the Walking Dead Monopoly. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Here's the total for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you in hopefully, which might be the last episode next time, or if not, maybe 2 more episodes. We'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me you could say that shit. All she want is payback for the way I always play that shit.